In Morocco, scientists have discovered a new dinosaur unlike anything seen before. Its name is Spicomellus. This strange creature lived about 168 million years ago. What makes it unique is its armor. The spikes weren't just on its skin. They were fused directly into its bones. A solid collar of spikes protected its neck and ribs. Some of those spikes were over a meter long. Recent fossils found in Bulmain, Morocco, revealed more of its skeleton than ever before. These bones are helping scientists understand how armored dinosaurs evolved. Spicomellus proves that even in the age of giants, defense could be just as deadly as teeth or claws. In a quarry in Oxfordshire, scientists have uncovered what may be the longest dinosaur trackway ever found in Europe, a prehistoric highway stretching nearly 220 meters across ancient rock. The footprints date back 166 million years to the Middle Jurassic period, when Britain was a warm, swampy landscape. Most of the tracks belong to a massive long-necked herbivore, the Titanoboa, one of the earliest sauropods to walk the earth. Each footprint measures nearly 1 meter wide, pressed deep into what was once soft mud. Alongside these giant tracks, scientists also found three-toed prints from a meat-eating dinosaur, likely a megalosaurus, one of the first carnivorous dinosaurs ever named by science. More than 200 individual footprints have been identified so far, showing not just single travelers but whole herds moving across what was once a shallow coastal plain. The discovery, made by teams from Oxford University Museum of Natural History and the University of Birmingham, reveals a vivid snapshot of life in Jurassic Britain. In 1912, German paleontologist Ernst Stromer uncovered fossils in Egypt unlike anything seen before. Massive bones, ribs, and spines over a meter long. He named it Spinosaurus, a predator even larger than the T-Rex. Those priceless fossils were displayed in Munich's Paleontology Museum, carefully photographed and drawn by Stromer himself. But in April 1944, Allied bombing destroyed the museum, and with it, the only known Spinosaurus fossils on Earth. For decades, all that remained were Stromer sketches and black-and-white photos, until new discoveries in Morocco's Kem beds changed everything. Between 2008 and 2014, paleontologists unearthed fresh Spinosaurus bones, revealing paddle-like limbs and a long tail built for swimming. It wasn't just a land predator, it was the first known semi-aquatic dinosaur. In 1971, deep in Mongolia's Gobi Desert, scientists uncovered something unbelievable. Two dinosaurs locked in a death match, frozen in time. A velociraptor and a protoceratops, predator and prey, both perfectly preserved mid-fight. The raptor's claw is buried near the other's throat, while the herbivore's beak crushes the predator's arm. They died together about 75 million years ago, likely buried alive by a sudden sandstorm or collapsing dune. This fossil, known as the fighting dinosaurs, is one of the rarest ever found, a snapshot of ancient combat, captured in stone. To this day, no one knows who struck the final blow, only that nature hit pause forever. In August 2024, Russian scientists studying the rapidly retreating glaciers of the Arctic made an extraordinary discovery. On Vilcek Island, deep within the Franz Josef Land archipelago, a glacier that had been frozen solid for centuries split apart for the first time in recorded history. What it revealed stunned researchers: a graveyard of ancient whales, their skeletons scattered across newly exposed tundra. Some bones were perfectly preserved near the glacier's edge, still locked in frozen soil. Others, closer to the sea, had already begun to erode, proof that the ice had hidden them for thousands of years. Experts believe the whales were trapped during a rapid environmental shift around 5,000 to 10,000 years ago, when land rose and the sea withdrew at the end of the last ice age. Now, as modern glaciers melt, they're uncovering lost oceans and revealing just how fast our planet's climate can change. In 2009, deep inside Colombia's Sarajan coal mine, paleontologists uncovered vertebrae so massive they thought they belonged to a crocodile. But the bones told a different story. They belonged to a snake. Named Titanoboa sarajanensis, it lived 60 million years ago, after the dinosaurs had vanished. This monster stretched over 40 feet long and weighed more than a car, its body thick as an oil drum. Titanoboa ruled the tropical rainforests, stalking giant fish and prehistoric crocodiles in swamps hotter than any on Earth today. It didn't just slither, it swam, moving silently through the water like a living nightmare. Its discovery proved Earth's climate once burned far hotter, and that when dinosaurs fell, the snakes took their place. Over 10,000 years ago, during the last ice age, North America's rivers were home to a beaver the size of a black bear. Known as castoroids, this prehistoric giant could grow over 8 feet long and weigh more than 200 pounds. It had long, curved teeth not for cutting trees like modern beavers, but likely for fighting or digging through vegetation. Unlike today's dam-building beavers, castoroids probably lived in natural lakes and swamps, using its huge tail and webbed feet to swim through Ice Age wetlands. Fossils of this giant have been found from Florida to Canada, and the best-preserved skulls show just how massive its jaws really were. Then, around 10,000 BC, as the Ice Age ended and wetlands dried, the giant beaver vanished, leaving only its smaller cousin behind. In 2017, scientists in Morocco made one of the most important discoveries in human history: fossils of Homo sapiens dating back about 300,000 years. Found at a site called Jebel Irhoud, these skulls, jaws, and teeth belonged to early humans who looked surprisingly modern, with flat faces and large brains. Before this find, scientists believed our species originated around 200,000 years ago in East Africa. But Jebel Irhoud pushed our timeline back by another 100,000 years and shifted the map west. The site was once a cave where early humans hunted, cooked, and used fire. Stone tools and flint points were discovered beside the bones, all preserved in layers of volcanic ash that allowed precise dating. This single discovery rewrote human evolution, proving that our species had already spread across Africa far earlier than anyone imagined. In the ruins of Nineveh, the ancient capital of Assyria, archaeologists uncovered the world's first known library. Built by King Ashurbanipal around 650 BC, it once held over 30,000 clay tablets, written in cuneiform, the oldest known script. The library's shelves contain science, medicine, history, and myths, including the Epic of Gilgamesh, the oldest epic story ever recorded. For more than 2,000 years, the library lay buried beneath the sands of Iraq. When it was rediscovered in the mid-1800s, it rewrote human history, proving that long before Greece or Rome, knowledge was already being archived and preserved in Mesopotamia. Ashurbanipal's library wasn't just a treasure. It was the birthplace of written history itself. Discovered off the coast of Turkey in 1982, the Uluburun shipwreck is over 3,000 years old. It sank around 1300 BC, during the Late Bronze Age, carrying one of the richest cargoes ever found underwater. Divers recovered 10 tons of copper, 1 ton of tin, and hundreds of glass ingots, the exact ratio needed to make bronze. Artifacts came from Egypt, Canaan, Cyprus, and Mycenaean Greece, proving long-distance trade connected civilizations centuries earlier than once thought. The ship's crew and route remain unknown, but its cargo tells the story of a world linked by metal, luxury, and power. In 1900, sponge divers off a small Greek island found something glittering beneath the waves: the wreck of a 2,000-year-old ship, packed with statues, jewelry, and bronze fragments. Among the treasures was a strange corroded device, later called the Antikythera mechanism. When scientists scanned it decades later, they realized it wasn't art, it was technology. Inside were more than 30 intricate bronze gears, perfectly cut, designed to predict eclipses and planetary movements with mathematical precision. It was an ancient Greek computer, built over 2,000 years before the first mechanical clock. The discovery forced historians to rewrite what we thought we knew about ancient science. And even now, deep below the Aegean Sea, the Antikythera shipwreck still hides pieces of its impossible machine, waiting to tell the rest of its story. In North Yorkshire, archaeologists uncovered one of the largest Iron Age hoards ever found in Britain, the Melsonby Hoard. Hidden for over 2,000 years, it contains more than 900 objects, including swords, horse gear, decorative bronze fittings, and chariot pieces. The Hoard dates from around 200 to 100 BC, when Celtic tribes controlled northern England. What makes it remarkable is its mix of styles. Some artifacts are distinctly British, while others show continental influence from Gaul and Central Europe. Experts think it may have been a ritual deposit or sacred offering rather than a simple treasure stash. Excavations led by Durham University revealed the items were carefully arranged in layers, suggesting deliberate burial, not a rushed hiding. In 1878, archaeologists uncovered a Viking grave at Birka, Sweden. Known as BJ581, it held weapons, gaming pieces, and 2 horses, the full kit of a powerful warrior. For over a century, it was assumed to be a man's grave. But DNA tests in 2017 revealed the warrior was female. Other Viking women have been found buried with weapons, but BJ581 is the only grave that clearly marks a woman as a high-ranking military leader. In 1992, villagers draining a pond in eastern China made a shocking discovery. Beneath the water lay the entrance to a man-made cavern, perfectly carved from solid rock. When explorers descended, they found 24 massive chambers, each the size of a cathedral, cut entirely by hand. The walls were smooth, the ceilings symmetrical, and every surface marked with precision chisel patterns. Yet no records, no tools, and no mention of who built them. Carbon dating suggests the Longyu caves are over 2,000 years old, created with engineering skill far beyond their time. In 1845, explorer Sir John Franklin set sail with 129 men to find the Northwest Passage. They never returned. For 170 years, their fate was a mystery, until divers found the wrecks of HMS Erebus and HMS Terror beneath the Arctic ice. The ships were frozen in time, cabins intact, bottles and tools still in place. Even crew members' bodies were preserved in the permafrost, faces still visible after a century. Starvation, cold, and disease ended the mission, but the Arctic kept their story perfectly sealed in ice.